Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion, and also Benji.
Hey.
So we are back once again at Nars Peak, Zudrugund, where we have to talk to Coronir for the epic book. So let's see what he has to say.
I will follow Halvarad's orders.
Piss off.
I will not leave until I have some answers.
So, fuck off, I don't want to speak to you. I must follow Halvarad's orders, but I will not leave until I have some answers. After the disaster of the Forsaken Road, I strode through the coombe and collected the ingredients for the strange-smelling brew, Kibble Lewis, Nijam Muju, and Huil Hers. Frifgir did not want to, but at the end I gave him no choice. I pinned him down and force-fed him.
You will eat this soup.
And he has brewed the drink and given it to Nar. Hurry! Go now to Nar and ask him once again how he knows of the Oathbreakers. Ask him how he knows the words of Elrond concerning the paths of the dead. Ask him why my friends are dead. Did more than one die? Wasn't it only Candace?
Maybe a couple of the other smaller rangers, but
Yeah, like that died off camera, you know.
yeah,
Ranger
maybe.
number 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Go Holobrand, we will leave Zudrugund, but first I want to know why all of this had to happen. It's because you're a bunch of noobs, really. Right, you should be at the back, floating around somewhere. There he is. Nope, that's your Boglogar selected there. The distant expression that Nar usually wears has been replaced with a shrewd glare. He is still under the effect of the strange-smelling brew, but that clarity might not last long. Okay. so I suppose actually we could have talked to him as the side quest, I guess.
Oh yeah.
How do you know Elrond's words?
I did not know the words of Elrond were a secret. My friend knew of them.
And spoke at length concerning of the futility of traversing the paths of the dead. So who is his friend? Nar breathes deeply of this strange-smelling brew, and he smiles quizzically at you. He sees much that perhaps should have remained hidden, it's true. But when he speaks of a thing, I confess it seems foolhardy to disagree or debate with him on it. He has a curious way about him, this friend I met in the mines. I thought it strange to see him there, but he said Herluf brought him down. Nar's brow creases in thought. But that's odd. Herluf went south to Ziggle Jabal and hasn't been here for years. I wonder when he let my friend into the mines. So he's got basically an imaginary friend who's maybe not so imaginary. Who did you meet in the mines?
Why, Saruman the White, of course. I thought you knew.
Why, Saruman, of course! I thought you knew! Now does seem to note your shocked expression. He has been a friend of my family, of course. He is the very wisest of the wise, it is said, and I agree. Nar finally seems to notice your shocked expression, and as you hastily explain Saruman's treachery, Nar waves his hand impatiently. There must be some mistake. Saruman has always been a friend to the dwarves, and through the long years he has told us a great deal that would otherwise remain hidden. The wizard has not betrayed us. There must be some mistake. You seem to think I have done something wrong, but I can tell you I certainly have not. It's like, for fuck's sake, Nar, that's kind of important. You know? What did you tell him, you bloody idiot?
Very interested
Everything.
In the Rangers, of course.
And then,
He was very interested in the Rangers, of course, and in the Dunlendings who live nearby. He wanted any maps of cave systems and dwarf mines I could bring him from the library. He said he was going to try to protect the Dunlendings from a massive gathering of Uruks. And so he was. No, mate, he wasn't. You saw the group that attacked us here. Yeah, he's trying to remove the evidence. Did he say anything about Ergothorn?
He never spoke of anyone called Ergothorn to me.
He never spoke of anyone called Ergothorn to me. He did speak occasionally of someone doing his work in the lands of Enedwaith, Dunland and Rohan, but whether he was talking about the same person or more than one was never clear to me. It is not the place of this dwarf to question a wizard. So, you know, Nar's neglected to tell us some very important information there, that basically, you know, Saruman's up to his usual treachery. Your burglar just fell out of the sky there.
yeah, because I just fell out the sky as well.
So, carrying on.
I cannot believe this. We have played right into Saruman's hands.
I cannot believe this. The traitor Saruman has been influencing our errand without our knowledge, and we have played right into his hands. This stage of the journey, this investigation into the mystery posed by Nar, is over. Halbrad is right. The next stage of our journey will take us south into Dunland, likely towards war and danger, right beneath the shadow of our enemy, but it does not matter. What matters is that we journey. For good or ill, the Grey Company will continue on its road. This detour means our enemy knows we are coming. We must hope he does not know why, but if he does, perhaps that knowledge will cause him to make a mistake, to make some error he will regret. Our friends have perished. Our hope for the future must not die with them. The Grey Company will ride again, and soon. Like literally right now, because the books are already available. We didn't have to wait for it. You will come with us, if you still wish to. I would not blame you for changing your mind, for the road will be hard, and your companions are fucking retarded. So we get to choose a gold piece of armour. So one heavy, one medium, one light.
Yeah,
so
the light one sucks for me. It's rubbish.
Stat-wise, it might not be great, but as I said before, they do have like an effect on them. So
the light one doesn't.
Doesn't it?
No.
Oh, okay, it really does suck then.
Yeah, it really does suck.
The medium gives power up, which we don't really need, but the heavy one is quite funny because you got a 15% chance to get 73 morale, which might not seem like a lot, but if you like just troll somewhere like Kharn or something, wearing a pair of these, you're basically going to be spamming like self heals on yourself, and if you're doing it on a warden as well, you get more self heals, and you can basically back then you could do some really trolly stuff with this.
So I might just pick the most expensive ones and sell them, which is
It is true. We don't know what we will find as we ride south. I look out over these lone lands and wonder what will happen to them when we have gone. But this is something we must do. Each of us has sworn an oath to Aragorn our chieftain, and none of us will break that oath. We know the risks. None of us would join the Grey Company if we felt its errand was not important enough to brave those risks. For my part, I will not give in to fear of the unknown. We all have our role to play, and I hope only that when I have played mine, the world will have been better for my having been in it.
So it's like, we ride south, we're all going to die. Bit of a grim overlook on that. Right.
Spoilers.
So, they don't all die.
For some reason, I've got my sound playing through TV, but for some reason the cutscene's gone through my headphones. But hey.
Strange. They seem to obey different sound logic as well, because they're always on like different volume channels to everything else in the game. Right, so that ends book 3. So we now start book 4, which is the Dunland epic, part of the Isengard expansion. But the first few chapters still take place in Enidwave, so we're going to do those now and prime ourselves ready for when Dunland begins. So
yeah, otherwise you have to run all the way back up here.
Yeah, no, but we're taking this while we're here. We ain't running back here. Or
this is the last time you need to be here, unless you're doing like the 3-man.
Yeah, like the repeatable stuff. Quests for some more gold tokens if you need any of the bartered cool stuff. So, Book 4, Chapter 1, part of Volume 3. We have delayed too long already. I am ready to go, Holobrand. Return to Halbrand in Llanuch, and we will decide how best to proceed south into Dunland. We will leave this place behind, and none too soon. If we had left earlier, we could have left with Candace and my fallen brothers, and not without them. Yeah, well, sucks to be you. Right, so how are we going to get back to Llanuch? Do you want a Mithril coin, or are we going to...
I've got my home, so...
You're going to milestone it?
I'm just going to do that,
okay, yeah. You milestone it, I'll cheat my way back across. And I'll talk to Halbrand.
Coronir is right. This delay has been costly.
Coronir is right. This delay has been costly. If what you say is true, and Saruman does know of our errand, we travel from hardship into even greater peril. And yet, we must not despair or turn from our road, or our brethren will have fallen for naught. Halbrand sighs, his brow creased with worry. There are 2 paths we could take into Dunland, and I propose that we split into smaller groups and travel each of these paths. We will be less likely to be noticed as we cross into Dunland. Prestadir and Bragiar have scouted our options. Speak with them to hear of the 2 roads we might use to enter Dunland. So these boys should be just behind him. So I think they have different rewards, but otherwise it doesn't really matter which one you pick. So let's start with Bragiar on the left.
Drang is a forested land, where shadows pool in the hollows between the hills.
The southwest passage into Dunland will take us through Drang, Holobrand. It is a forested land. I'm pretty sure there's hardly any trees there actually, but whatever. Where shadows pool in the hollows between the hills. As I scouted ahead, I saw emblems and totems of a horned stag, but few people. They are likely to be on the edge of the conflicts in Dunland, though if it be by their choice or by necessity, I did not discover. You are welcome to come with my group into Trumdreng, Holobrand, and we will learn the truth of it. So we'll continue. We just have to speak to both of them at this stage. So Trumdreng, if I move the map out of the way, is going to be via the Mournshaws and following that river south. Whereas the other guy we're going to speak to, we're taking the main road south down this kind of like main highway.
The Bone Vales are dusty and barren, and its people are tough like coffin nails.
The southeast passage into Dunland will take us through the Bone Vales, an inhospitable and barren land. The crags and valleys are dusty and barren, and its people are tough like coffin nails. There are few souls in the Bone Vales, few eyes to watch our passage, but a shitload of whites, so you do need to bear that in mind. Caution must be our watchword, stealth our constant companion. My group would welcome your presence, Holobrand. So we've spoken to both of those boys, and we can speak to Halbrand again.
Which road do you wish to take into Dunland? Each will have its dangers.
You have heard what we know about our possible paths into Dunland. Each way could be dangerous, and we would not know what awaits us until we get there. Which road do you wish to take into Dunland, Holobrand? Each will have its dangers. Make your choice and tell Braegiar or Prestidir which group you will follow. Braegiar, if you wish to travel through Trumdreng, or Prestidir, if you wish to enter the Bone Vales. So we do that, and we can pick up either quest from these boys.
I welcome you into the group that will travel into Trumdreng, the land of the stag.
So, if we go via Trumdreng, we get 3 ring options.
I'm glad you have chosen.
It's the same one on the other side.
Into the Bone Vales. I welcome you into the group that will travel into Trumdreng, the land of the stag. I'm glad you have chosen to accompany my group into the Bone Vales.
The rings you can get are actually the same for both quests.
Oh, okay.
So that's not too bad.
Stag.
What was your logic of... I can't remember what your logic was for checking Trumdreng one.
What, originally or just for
yeah,
this
originally.
playthrough?
Was that because the rewards are different or because you read it?
I just fancied going that way probably. But yeah, since then I prefer going that way because I like the story. If I bring up the map. So when we arrive in Dunland, even though we can't see hardly anything at the minute. There we go. So there's a bit more interesting story in the Trumdreng bit. I'm not sure how much of Dunland you've done. So I don't really want to say spoilers. You've done none, okay.
Done.
So, but yeah, you kind of like meet the tribes people from over there. Because as I said before, like each of the towns have like different tribes that worship different things and have different kind of priorities and cultural traditions and whatnot. So I find that a bit more interesting than the Bone Vales, but they're not either or. You can do both. So once you like complete Trumdreng, you can either go to Galtrev or also do the Bone Vales, and vice versa. If you do the Bone Vales, you can do Trumdreng or go to Galtrev. So there's enough quests that you don't necessarily need to do them, but you can carry on
if you wanted to.
And then from Galtrev onwards, you do the rest of Dunland the same.
I welcome you into the group that will travel into Trumdreng, the land of the stag.
We're going to head then down into Trumdreng. Very good, Holobrand. I welcome you into the group that will travel into Trumdreng, the land of the stag. We will do our best to come that way into Dunland free of danger. We will move swiftly, and our company will be in number small enough as to escape prying eyes. Saruman knows that we must pass into Dunland, but the time and manner of our coming is still ours to control. Let us be off at once. We can stop and see how things fare once we have crossed into Trumdreng. So, we can take that, and now we don't need to worry about the epic until we start Dunland. So we can ditch that one now off the tracker. Our next quest then is to actually go to the Mournshaws and do the quest there. So we have to find Devon, who... Where is he? He's by the stable master. So how do you want to get there? Are you going to ride?
I was just going to run it.
You're going to run it. Okay, I'll run behind you then. So this is the last area of quest that we need to do. We're kind of like following the river almost.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back up to the river and get onto the path to the northwest.
I think if I go south, I should be able to climb on top of the mountain. So I think we're taking different ways. But also somewhere around here, one of these paths between Llanuch and the Mournshaws I don't know if it's this path, but there's a lantern that you can collect for one of the deeds for the Path of the Hobbits.
Okay.
So we may have to discover that at some point. I think it's near... Is it more towards the southern bits? Going this road, I think it is possibly.
Okay.
Going down... right, so we've got angered wood trolls. We can have annoying lights that will follow us everywhere. So, like flies and stuff, they're going to be a bit of a nuisance. So, where is he? Just around the corner. Yeah, my way was quicker.
Yeah. Oh well.
Right, I'll pick up the quest and start reading through them at least while you catch up.
Yeah.
But first, Khazad Skarn. It's the middle of a crafting weekend as well, so
yeah.
I'm making good use of this
that
extra craft
explains
XP.
real trying to get all those maps on radio.
Yeah. So it should just be... There he is, across the river. This little campsite with his tent. So speak to him.
How can I be of service?
Why haven't I unlocked Lantaran? Oh, it's in Dunland. That's alright. It's fine.
Brilliant.
That's the Chumdren camp. So, speak to him about the haunted forests.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
Holobrand, you are the last person I expected to meet here. I have not had much success here. The forest is treacherous and wild, and I do not know its paths. I have made the acquaintance of one hunter who would dare the place. Indeed, he rescued me from a pack of strange hounds just last morning. What little I know concerns tales of a gathering of lords in the forest, wild spirits, or some such, according to the tales. But each story I have heard is different, save they all refer to a great huntsman who leads them. So this is that chap with the glowy eyes that we met last time. My hope is that they might be of a hidden company of elves, hiding themselves from the people of Laurelin, beyond the veils of myth and folk tales. That might be a real stroke of fortune if we could find them. So we have a quest for the Lost Hunter.
Mike of Onan.
Is it just the one we've got?
Just the one at the minute, yeah.
Cool.
Umfrey the hunter it was, who rescued me from a ravening pack of strange white hounds shortly after I entered the forest. Kunanun, he called them. He seems a good man, though when he realised I was a northerner, he seemed dismayed. Nevertheless, he helped me tend my wound, and I had hoped to ask for his services as a guide through these woods. He left, though, in search of one of these hounds that he said had been terrorising the people of his village of late. Yet a full day has since passed, and I have seen no sign of him. I fear he, too, may have been injured or killed beneath the forest eave. My leg is still not fit to walk. If you could find Umfrey and return him here, I would be obliged, as I owe him a debt, and he may be the only one who can help us through this forest. So if we take that, so we have to go southeast, which is kind of about the same direction I came in from.
Did you get the Hobbit lamp, I presume?
Did he what?
The Hobbit lamp.
I haven't got the Hobbit lantern, no, it's further
over
south.
here.
Oh, you got one over there as well?
It's over here.
Where?
One of the Hobbit. There's 4 Hobbit lamps. I just checked
there's
the
one, yeah.
deed tracker, and one of them is in the Shire.
Yep, one of them will be at the very north of the Shire in Brocken Borings. Just on the hill near the windmill.
I don't know where the last one is, but the thing.
I know where it is, but we'll find it before the end.
Yeah.
Just so we can show it off. Alright, so we head southeast then. So this is the way I came in, but I didn't see a hunter, dead or alive. Doesn't mean he was there. He could presumably hide himself, cover his own tracks.
If you're a hunter, you'd hope you can.
There he is. He's
next to a nice book.
he's having a staring competition with a doggy. There we go. You have rescued Umfrey. Thanks, my friend. I fear that the beast had the best of me. I must be away before more come. I hope we meet again soon. Alright, bye.
Bye.
That was that. Moving swiftly on then. Back to camp. Or back to the ore node, because that's closer. Turn on my ore tracker.
Don't worry, I'm not going to get distracted this time because there's not too many.
Well, you'd hope there's not going to be any
lock
buried
boxes
treasure
around.
in the middle of a forest. There's not many ruins here. It just means you have something to do while I'm looting all this ore. Right. Probably don't want to kill the doggies yet, because at some point we're going to have a quest to kill them.
Yeah, I just thought you were going to be longer.
Right. So, thank you. So he came back to camp, basically.
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust Vodiad.
So the old woman of the mountains that he's referring to is that old lady Gwillian that we kind of beat up earlier. Set her dogs or whatever. No, it was her goats, wasn't it?
Yeah. We'd got Vel.
So, you know, basically, yeah, go find magic berries that are up the hill to the south.